Put it up, TJ. Put up the wristwatch for Shador, bro. You already know. Put up the watch.
Yeah,
Welcome, everybody, to a Thursday edition of the Prop Stars. Or what is it, Tuesday? I don't know what day it is. Either way, we're here. I know it's November 9th. TJ just celebrated a birthday. He's in paradise right now.
December 9th. Well, whatever.
Yep, December 9th. There you go. We have all kinds of fun things going on. Fantasy playoff seedings abound. We have starters still being officially named in the NFL. There's teams that are on the verge of just losing it. I'm sure you got playoff problems. Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Tell us your scenarios. Let's talk about it. Last minute lineup locks. It is week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. This is a big deal. TJ, happy birthday, man. I know you're out there in the sunshine. What was your highlight of the football weekend? What made you kind of stop and say, wow, I can't believe that?
Notre Dame's out. Miami's in, right?
Notre Dame's out. Miami's in. All right, let's lead with that.
I thought they did it. Yeah, I thought they did an injustice. I thought that it sucks that we had to put James Madison and Tulane in. They have to pick the best conferences. The ACC wasn't one of them. Miami snuck in. They should have beat out Notre Dame because they beat them head-to-head. But to put Alabama in after an embarrassing loss in the SEC championship game, I think they said it's one of the first times in history that a team lost their championship game and didn't move down at all in seeding. And that has a lot to do with the college football playoff, obviously. But it's really thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sean. But I don't think that Notre Dame looked so strong as the season went on. And, yeah, their schedule wasn't great, but they should have just kicked Alabama out. Who cares about the SEC bullshit? And put the 12 best teams in. But, I'm happy as a Miami Hurricane fan. Baby Jesus, one of the most exciting players in college football. We get to see him shake and bake for another game or two. We get to play Texas A&M. They haven't seen those matchups yet. It's going to be really unique.
I heard you saying last year Miami kind of got robbed, and you missed out
on
the
number
pick of the draft, right? So at least they get Miami in. Now, for this whole Notre Dame thing, they should just join the ACC or Big Ten or something, right? You got to join a conference. You can't just sit there and get this automatic at-large bid. You're going to have to make your bet somewhere. Your other teams play in the ACC. So why aren't you going to just go ahead and do it? But you want this independence, this tradition. I think is bullshit. I talked to this 70-something-year-old Notre Dame fan last night, and he was saying, I can't stand it. We should just pick a conference. We'd be fine. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know why they're just not doing it. Do you have an opinion on that? Do you think you would rather them go ACC or Big Ten, or what do you think?
I mean, that's the popular opinion. I think there's
Wu-Tang says keep the tradition. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's certain things that you want to keep that's family tradition, and there's certain things that are holding you back kind of tradition. I think this might be holding them back.
I think either Notre Dame has to join a conference or they have to eliminate some of their bullshit rivalries with Navy, with Boston College, with Stanford. They have to eliminate those type of games because they get to pick their schedule. And the problem is nobody wants to play them late because these teams are all battling in their own conferences, right? Late in the season, they're just playing cupcakes. USC was their best win of the year, and that's barely a top 20 school. I don't even know if they're still in the top 20.
Right.
But maybe they're 19. But it's a little unfortunate because I haven't even looked yet, but I'll look right now. I want to say James Madison and Tulane are both scheduled to get their asses brutally beaten in the first round. Let me see here. I meant to pull it up and then.
I agree, Sean.
Yeah, so Oregon.
ACC blows, though. I get it. I
mean,
that's probably why they don't want to join.
Yeah, I don't know about that, though. I watched the SEC a lot. Louisville and Kentucky were two middle teams. Louisville beat Kentucky 41-0. ACC, FSU beat Alabama. Clemson beat South Carolina. So the ACC isn't that weak this year. Yeah, usually that's the narrative. SEC is great. ACC sucks. SEC is still the best conference this year, but the ACC and SEC aren't that different. It's just these conferences are so big that we had Duke, Virginia, who aren't even close to the two best teams in the ACC, play against each other because those two teams had the easiest ACC schedule it could have been Miami, Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? And Miami, Georgia Tech would have been a good game. Georgia Tech could have just beat Georgia. I mean, so like it's very tricky. No one has the answer. Oregon's favorite 21.5 versus James Madison, and Ole Miss's
Take the
favorite
over.
18. Ole Miss's favorite 18 points over Tulane.
I'm taking all favorites, all overs on this first round. Like, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's just not going to be a fun first round. One of the good ones is Alabama versus Oklahoma. But I just watched Oklahoma. God, they looked horrible on their last game. Alabama looked horrible versus Georgia, horrible versus Auburn. It's just like, what are we doing here? Notre Dame would mollywop Alabama or Oklahoma right now. But Notre Dame had that problem. They had two great losses versus Miami and Texas A&M. They didn't have any great wins. Their best win was USC, and that cost them.
Yeah. You got anything else to say about your college football playoffs or your Hurricanes?
No, let's go back. Let's go to the NFL. I want to talk Shador.
Let's talk Shador, baby. All right, there's a few things to unpack about the Shador highlight, okay? So obviously he had some moments where he didn't look good, and there's a couple of, times he was avoiding pass rushers, let a couple of errant balls go. But there is also the good to the bad. He looked phenomenal on quite a few plays. I heard other people saying Jerry Jeudy's cooked. He's a cancer in the locker room. He obviously broke out for a long one. He was yelling at Shador Sanders already on the sideline. I don't know if that's a good look, but here he goes breaking out. So maybe it's good coaching. I'm not saying Shador is sensitive or anything. This is just rhetoric. It's never good to be yelling at your young quarterback. People are saying maybe Jerry Jeudy should get out. Looks like he could be his number one. I love Harold Fanning. He's a dog. We love Judkins. He's a dog, right?
Yeah.
They got the weapons in place. And now you're seeing here he comes with an actual – and the game itself, the script was kind of wild. I don't know how the Browns let the Titans do what they did. And Tony Pollard's just scampering all over the field on them, busting out 65-yard runs and making fantasy dreams come true. Like, unbelievable, dude. Because I had them with a stout defense this week and definitely locking up the Titans. Did not happen. It comes down to an incredible play. He gets them into the end zone. They have a 2-point conversion, and then they pull him out for a play that Judkins wasn't even ready for in a wildcat formation. I've heard everything from analysts and fans saying that Stefanski should already be fired, that he should have lost his job that night, that he's racist, that he's trying to bury Shador. There's so many storylines within just because you have this opportunity. The guy just drove you all the way down the field and you pull him out, and he's already shown he's mobile. So wouldn't you like that edge of mobility as well if the play breaks down? It just didn't make a lot of sense, and he's catching shit for it all over the internet. It's all over everywhere. What do you think about what Stefanski did? What do you think about the call at the end? Do you think it was right?
I don't think Stefanski cares that much about. Like they're 2-10, so they run the Wildcat. Like it was like 20% of the plays inside the 5. They run the Wildcat. So I know it's a 2-point conversion, but that wasn't a big deal. I don't think the Browns really care that much about winning. I think if that was a playoff game or something that had any meaning, Shador would have been in. But they do run the Wildcat. I think it's the narrative that I see is Shador is a first-round talent, should have been a first-round pick. And the GMs, I'm like the opposite of a conspiracy theorist, but these GMs fell for the okie doke. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. They're barely getting by with a 40-something-year-old quarterback. They could have had Shador 4 times. And they could, even if Rodgers was playing right now, they could be building a quarterback for the future. Shador is throwing for 360 yards versus the Titans defense. And guess what? He's making all the rookie mistakes you want your rookie to make. Downfield throws. He keeps his head downfield. I think he's responsible now for the 7 longest plays of the Browns season. He's only started 2. So, he's explosive. He's going to get better. He's going to learn. He's a first-round talent, no doubt. I mean, I've seen him throw it 55 yards in the air off his back foot. So he's got it all. He's got everything. And I'm happy that he's shining. Now he's making rookie mistakes, throwing jump balls in the middle of the field while scrambling outside the pocket. That's not always smart, but It's not easy to throw for 360 yards in the NFL. And for him to come from Jacksonville, Jackson State, whatever the hell it was that he was with, then for him to go to Colorado, then for him to get buried in the NFL depth chart for no reason. Dylan Gabriel was never going to be an NFL, Jackson State, was never going to be an NFL quarterback. And for some reason, so yeah, if you want to fire Stefanski, fire him for being a scumbag and not letting Shador just step up. And look, everybody was calling for it. We all knew Dylan Gabriel wasn't the guy when he lost by 50 to Ohio State, right? Like, that's not a starting quarterback. Look what the Dolphins are dealing with Tua right now. Yeah, he's winning. He's doing okay. And Tua's way better.
Dolphins are kind of hot right now, too. Kind of funny.
They are. But, like, it's tough when you're so limited in your play calling. And Tua has to be so perfect to be great. Put Shador in there. He stands tall in the pocket. He's got swag. He's obviously a leader of men. And, yes, Sean, you're right. Fannon's a beast. But that team does not have great weapons yet. Judkins is getting there. And also, Shador was about to have a 59-yard touchdown throw to Judkins, too, but Judkins got tackled at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
So that would have been kind of crazy, too. I think Shador ended up throwing a touchdown that drive, so whatever. But it's just, this guy is a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he would be great on any team. They got to get rid of the Watson ordeal. Dylan Gabriel would be a solid backup, and they have to build around Shador. He's going to make some mistakes. Let's get it out of him this year, kind of like what the Giants are doing with Jackson Dart. And let
Deshaun
him
Watson's
sail.
practice window opened up. Like, what are they going to do with it? What are they going to do with Deshaun Watson? They just announced Shador is the Sander for the remainder of the season, right? Shador Sanders started the remainder of the season. You got Deshaun Watson back in the practice window. What are they going to do with him? What do you do with Dylan Gabriel? What do you do with these other quarterbacks? You just start
Dylan Gabriel. Right? Dylan Gabriel will be an amazing backup. He's a good athlete. He's a guy that can come in and move the ball with that offense. Let him learn the offense. Shador is your starter. Shador is the star of that team now. He's the quarterback. Him and Judkins and Fannin could be the nucleus. I don't know much about Judy. I mean, he looks great right now because Shador's making him look great. I mean, we all knew Judy was a top 25 wide receiver talent in the NFL. But he had to have Winston or like a Flacco or Shador get him the ball. He's not going to be great with Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel can't throw the ball to the wideout. He can't throw to the far hash. Thanks, John. Appreciate you, buddy. But I just think that everything needs to be pushed aside. There's no more, is Shador the guy? Can he be a starter in the NFL? Shador is a star. You just don't come in and your second start or third start. I think it's a second start, right?
Second start.
It's a second start. You throw for 365 yards in the NFL in not great weather conditions. It was freezing cold. It was windy. He didn't give a fuck. He's a superstar. Build a team around him.
I think he's gonna be legitimate, dude. I think he's awesome. The Browns, I think they need some new coaches and build around Shador. Get him somebody who he's gonna want, and that can grow him, who's good with quarterbacks and not destroying franchises. Moving on, we do have a very tragic injury. The AFC South was up for grabs.
Unbelievable.
Last Sunday, and it was the Colts at the Jags. The Jags were manhandling them early, by the way. Let's just talk about that before we even get into what we're about to unpack. But the Jags came out to play. ETN looked great. Trevor is making good decisions, and he's actually, got some zip on the ball again. He's not like palming the ball and just shot putting him out. Looks like he's very decisive, and it's crazy how much Jacoby Myers can just kind of give that breathing room to BTJ. I feel like he needed, because Travis Hunter is out and, Brian Thomas Jr. is supposed to be the guy, and everyone was just bracketing him. Now you actually have somebody to give him some space, and you're seeing he's able to get some more work. I thought the Jags were actually looking good. Then Daniel Jones, poor guy, man, on this great run, was a leader of the team, took over. The guy had earned everybody's respect from the top of the organization down, and he ends up busting his Achilles on a non-contact play. I watched the play live, And whenever he went down, you saw him start to slam the ground. You just knew right away when he grabbed his Achilles. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, and it was his opposite leg, so you could probably arguably say he had like a partial fracture in his fibula on the left side. So now like he's holding the leg on the other side. He's probably favoring that leg. It's a sad story. Giant fans, we know this with Daniel Jones. The guy can't stay healthy. He's had a hard time staying healthy in his career. He's not a bad quarterback. He changed that franchise around. I think Riley Leonard will step in and do okay. They have a lot of weapons.
He's good enough to service, right? I think he's good enough to service. It looks like he could throw the ball. All I care about is Jonathan Taylor for the next few weeks.
Yeah,
this gives me the opportunity to get some more JT. I like his prospects going forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with the healthy Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor was on pace to be the MVP. So Daniel Jones getting hurt is going to hurt Jonathan Taylor a little bit. Because how can you get better than MVP? But yeah, they have Phillip Rivers trying out. I think he's a grandpa too, which is one of those interesting things. I think he's one of few grandpas to ever play active in professional sports. But the Colts, it's not looking good. Isn't it crazy though? Like how everything changes in a week,
1 week,
or a week or two. Like Colts were on their way. Bears had a bye last week. Now they're the seventh. Now they're the seventh seed.
That's the next game I was about to talk about. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's a great.
But
segue.
it's like the Patriots are obviously up top, but now the Texans manhandle the Chiefs. The Jaguars are competing with the Patriots for a bye, and it's crazy. It's what we want in the NFL. It gives us the reason to have a great podcast and do fun stuff like this. It just literally it's so unpredictable now, where 20, 30 years ago, I think the NFL was one of the more predictable sports, one of the more predictable, like, professional sports, you know?
Sure.
You always knew what was going to kind of happen when it came to playoff time. Now we have no clue. We have no clue who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Any matchup you tell me, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would also be surprised.
You can kind of make an argument for all those teams in the wild cards are so close in each division. It's going to be a photo finish for sure. Let's talk about that game, man. So the Bears had an opportunity, right? We had a buddy, Jeremy Swinson, flew up to Green Bay and sat out there in 5-degree weather or whatever it was and froze his ass off. The Packers, Jordan Love just made the right throws at the right time. I felt like the Bears stayed in there the whole time. I think that it was a definite heavyweight match. I think they were both pretty even. The Packers, the run game, I think, is the difference. They just have that defense, that deep. Micah Parsons was just all over the place, man. He was pressuring. He's a hard guy to stop. I think the Green Bay's defense in that running game is definitely what they're hanging their hat on. It's tough in that weather. You're in Lambeau. If that game's in Chicago, obviously Chicago has a very good chance. But in Lambeau, just a little too much to overcome. Christian Watson doing his thing, making the plays when he needs to. I think that it's kind of crazy to talk about a team going from the first seed in the NFC to the 7th.
And you know what's crazy is that I haven't been a believer in the Bears at all this year until right now. Right. Like watching that Packers game, I'm like, man, this Bears team is going to give people problems if they make the playoffs. Johnny T, don't feel too bad for Daniel Jones. He was about to get paid, you're right, but he already has one big contract under his belt, and he's still making a couple $1 million per game. Glenn saying that Parsons was being held all game.
He was. He's all over the place. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah, but you're right. I saw one play where they pulled him down by the collar. I think when you're that good, you just don't get calls sometimes because they're gonna have to call it every play. So. But yeah, Jordan Love looked great. You know who's really blossoming is Christian Watson. I tried to get him from Sean Munson, like literally a week or two after he picked him up off waivers. I was trying to kind of pluck him from him for like a Jahmyr Gibbs package.
Right.
And I tried to do like Kyron Williams, Watson, and somebody else trying to rape him, and he didn't fall for it. But he literally picked Watson up, and like I was going to grab him the day before or whatever. But Christian Watson's looking like that guy that could be that number one because he can catch intermediate and he can go deep. He looks strong. This is a big win for the Packers. You know what I'm really excited for next game? The Bears' schedule gets really tricky after the Browns. But I don't know if the Bears beat the Browns. Like, I don't think that's a great matchup for them. I think the Browns' run defense comes back pissed off and strong.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bears move the ball on them. The Bears can't stop the run. The Bears really can't stop anybody right now, it looks like. So,
yeah. Overman was saying too, he doesn't like how they can't stretch the field. Like they can't seem to get, the receivers involved, and they don't have, either one of their tight ends seaming out the middle. So it's just all intermediate shit, and it doesn't look.
well, Caleb Williams, he's missing some throws. Like Caleb Williams is an amazing talent, but he's like, doesn't always seem like he has that nice touch. You know what I mean? It's always like, what, bam? And it's just a lot of high throws, a lot of balls sailed. But
I just don't know why they're not using DJ Moore, bro. To a point that we heard yesterday, the uninformed fan, you got Luther Burden taking jet sweeps, and that's like a DJ Moore thing. And like,
but Burden's faster
than
DJ Moore. Burden's faster, but DJ Moore's shiftier.
But DJ Moore's stout, and he's running back built, and there's other ways to get him involved, and they should be getting the ball in his hands for touches, and they just don't. And DJ Moore can actually go intermediate 20, 30 yards down the field and catch balls, and they don't have him doing that either. I don't understand. I don't understand how DJ Moore is plotted in their scheme. And
it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Like what his role is. What is his role in the offense, and what is he supposed to be doing off of other players? Because they're not obviously schemed him for the number one, and he can't seem to get involved either way. So I'm just baffled by it.
I think it's Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams misses a lot of throws. That's it. Caleb Williams makes a lot of amazing throws, but he just isn't like Josh Allen accurate. Now, Josh Allen wasn't this accurate in second year either, but like he has all the arm talent like Josh Allen. That's why I'm using those two. And he has like the running skills, but he doesn't have that talent. And yeah, Glenn says Caleb Williams was a Packer fan growing up, idolizes Rodgers. You can kind of see with their playing style. Caleb Williams is a little faster, but the way he like steps in the pocket and the way he does like all these different release points, he's super crafty. Now Rodgers is one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. Maybe Caleb Williams will get there, but I think the thing holding back the Bears right now is their defense is soft and Caleb Williams is not very accurate. Those are the things that are holding them back right now.
Do you think the Bears are going to be on the outside looking in? You think they make the playoffs?
Well, they have to beat the Browns next week because then they have 3 tough games versus the Lions. They have
That's
3
in
tough
Chicago,
games,
by the way, okay? That's in Chicago.
Yeah, they should win, but it's going to be tricky. I don't think it's going to be a super easy win.
And then after that, they're home against the Packers again, right? It's 2 games in 11 days.
Yeah.
And then after the Packers, the Bears are playing the Niners at San Fran.
And then the Lions, or no? They play the Lions too.
And then week 18 to finish the season, they're home against the Lions.
Yeah. And this is the thing. As Bears fans, you're not even of course you want to make the playoffs. You know deep down inside you might not. But the Bears, you're trending in the right direction. Ben Johnson has turned this team around in 1 year so far, right? Not even a full year, like 10, 11 games now? Yeah. 11 games.
And the Bears have had some good wins, some tough losses and some good wins.
Yeah, they look great. And if they beat the Browns, they should be okay because these are all going to be close games.
They're going to have to beat the Packers or the Lions, though, to get in, right? Literally, they're going to have to win one of those.
So analytics say, or everybody says, analytics experts, they got to win 2 out of the next 4. They win 2 out of the next 4, they're in. So let's move on. What about the Chiefs? Man, so this is the thing. Mahomes had so many drops. It's unbelievable.
Oh, like man. Nobody was catching his ball, and they were perfect.
They weren't perfect. Like Kelsey,
there's quite a few throws that were good.
There were Kelsey had 2 throws that were behind him, but you still just got to catch the ball. Like that. I mean, it's an old saying. It hits your hands, you catch the ball, right? These weren't like super high. They were like here. One was here.
Yeah.
And then Kelsey had 2 big drops on one drive, like the biggest drive of the game.
Yeah.
And it was like a 7-yard hook route. Mahomes threw it a little behind him, and then he ran a deep corner route.
Open. He just couldn't catch it.
Yeah. He threw a deep corner route. It hits his hand, and it would have been like a 25-yard catch. Instead of he pops it up, interception, game
Right,
over.
he like bobbled it, like the way
Yeah.
like it came up, and then it was like on his shoulder, and he couldn't quite
And
corral it. And it
Kelsey's
just feel it.
Kelsey's maybe the greatest tight end of all time. I just think I just think he's done. You know what I mean? It's like he had a great run, but there's a lot going on in that mind of his. And I think a guy like Kelsey, when he starts overthinking things, that's probably where. So he was really mad. He dropped the first one, and then like Mahomes and great quarterbacks do, the second you drop a ball, I'm going to come right back at you to get your confidence back up. And he dropped that one. I mean, and Mahomes never berates his teammates either. He goes to the sidelines, calm, cool, and collect. He had a reputation for yelling at refs. He's kind of stopped doing that. But Mahomes is the leader of men, and they're just not having a great year this year. They'll be fine. With Mahomes and Andy Reid at the helm, they'll always be in contention. This year,
they're going to be in contention. Do you think they missed the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. This year they're out.
Yeah, they're done. They're done because the Chargers and the Chiefs just won. So let's break it down. You have the Chargers. The Chargers and the Broncos.
The Broncos, yeah.
So you have the Chargers and the Broncos. You have the Patriots and the Bills. That's 4. Then you have the 2 conference winners, which is going to be the Texans, Jaguars, or maybe the Colts. One out of those 3. You have the Steelers, Ravens, one of those 2, and then only one of those 4 can make it in.
Only
so
one.
I think the Colts are going to be out. I think it's going to be Bills, not in this order, obviously, but Bills, Patriots, Texans, Jaguars. That's 4. Chargers, Broncos, that's 6. And then the winner of that horrible division, which we said would be the hardest division, which would be the Steelers or the Ravens. That's 7.
Yeah, 7. Chiefs definitely miss out, man. It's crazy to think about. And you just kind of watch the Chiefs in disbelief all year long. Because last year, the big stat is that's from last year to this year. They were like 6-1 or 7-1 in all their close one possession games last year. They won every close game, right? That they need to. This year they can't win a close game. And that's what it is. If you give them those wins, they're in the playoffs and they're leading and everything happens differently.
Do you remember that? I mean, I think that every win they had last year was by one possession.
Right.
And remember we talked about it.
They were saying that's going to be really crazy to sustain, right?
Yeah, remember we talked about it also because we were like, we think the Chiefs come out this year with all those weapons and like try to push the ball more because when the Eagles jumped on them, they'd never been in that spot and they got romped in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But this year, Mahomes, statistic wise, is one of the best of his career. Besides that one amazing year he had, right? This year, Mahomes has been great. And Rashee Rice looks amazing. Like when you watch him move, the guy looks great. He came back.
He's a definite number 1, and they love to feed him.
And then they have weapons everywhere with Xavier Worthy.
Kareem Hunt with a classic Kareem Hunt line, like 30 yards on like 18 carries and 1 tutty. They can't get Pacheco going. CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a thing of the past. Like, you have this other running back who's in there, and his name slips my mind now, and they aren't getting him going.
Rashad Smith or whatever.
Yeah, Rashad Smith. I mean, they got Tyquan Thornton. The guy looks dangerous. He had a ball in his hands that he dropped, right? It was
dropped.
Touchdown.
It was a great punch by the Texans. Like the safety kind of got beat. Yep.
But I mean, you got
Pacheco looks like by far the most explosive guy. Now, I did see one run by Pacheco where like it doesn't. Pacheco's pressing right now. He's not the same guy he was a year or 2 ago. He is the same guy athletically, but he's not the same guy confidence-wise. Because I saw one run that he had. He ran right into the back of his own lineman, and the hole was to the right. Easy for me to say, obviously, but I know Pacheco's one of those guys. He would just hit that hole. But Pacheco isn't in the game enough. Running backs have to get in a rhythm. You know what I mean? And that's why the Lions lose when they give Montgomery the ball more. Lions win when they give Jahmyr Gibbs the ball. It's the same thing. Like, I don't know why there has to be a reason, but the Chiefs want Kareem Hunt in. Kareem Hunt doesn't get you any free yards. Nothing's free. When you watch Pacheco run, he looks so fast and so explosive. And then I don't know what they're doing. And then you have Kareem
Hunt eats like a gallon of ice cream after every game, or what he does is just slow. You know me, when Kareem Hunt came out, I was the biggest Kareem Hunt fan.
Oh, and he was good. He just didn't stay in shape.
Over it. He was incredible. He kicks that person. gets another chance with the Browns, gets another chance with the Chiefs, and he's just lost a step in between. And that's all it comes down to. I mean, he can take hits, he can run through the tackles fine, and he's got the gift of staying on his feet and finding the hole. But it's about getting you the extra, and he's just not getting you anything extra, dude. There is nothing left in that rag to squeeze.
He also pissed me off too, because the Chiefs moved down the field, then they handed to Kareem Hunt for like a 1-yard touchdown, and he starts flexing. I'm like, oh, come on, bro. Like, you're flexing on a 1-yard touchdown run. Like, give me or whatever it was, maybe 2 yards, pushing it. What about 100%. What about the Eagles last night? I mean,
so this is directly tied to the Cowboys' chances. Thursday night, I thought we were cooked. I'm like, all right, we get our ass kicked by the Lions. We couldn't get it going. CD gets concussed. Pickens wasn't running through his double teams. You know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. Cowboys we laid an egg. It was 3 really tough teams in 11 days. That's a gauntlet, man. And it was at that point a season breaker. Unless the Eagles go out and shit the bed in LA. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that was a tough game. I don't know. What was the spread? If Gene could post it, but I don't even know what the spread was in that game. But I know it was real close. And it was in LA. I mean, and it was a close game. You know, I don't know if they shit the bed, but they didn't look great. Jalen Hurts, I think, had 5.
Just because they were, the second quarter, there were 6 turnovers or something like that. It's unbelievable.
Real sloppy.
Yeah,
AJ Brown again had a great statistical
AJ Brown,
game.
you're going to have to sit there and start the rest of the year. He's there.
He dropped that touchdown in the end zone, which would have probably won them the game. And I still think the Eagles have come out. Tommy Steamer says they should check the gambling group with Philly. Yeah, people are just that could be the fix is in. I mean, I think that Philly will probably still go to the Super Bowl, though. I don't know why. I think they're still going to go to the Super Bowl.
You still like them out of the NFC?
We had a close friend of ours brother, Ricky Lacey's brother, took down Survivor.
Our Survivor pool's officially over, guys.
$15,700 was won in this Survivor pool. If you guys want to get in it, DM us. We'll get you in for next year. We'll start advertising this bad boy in late July, early August.
Build it up.
And by that time, we should have millions of subscribers. So we could really get this
the biggest Survivor ever. You imagine getting 40,000 for Survivor, get it up to 40K?
Which still wouldn't be the biggest Survivor pool because they have some monster ones that are run out of some Brooklyn bars that we can't name names.
Wu-Tang, you're in, bro. You got it, man. Yeah. We got you. But yeah, congrats to the Lacey family. It's an attrition. And what happened in that, just to let everybody know, because I know you guys hear us talk about it, it came down to the Lacey family had already taken the Broncos. They were in for the week. And the other opponent had the Eagles on Monday night. Why? TJ and I were talking about maybe he didn't have any better favorites. Maybe he went through the ringer. Maybe he had some better picks. It's this time of year. It can be a little cute. And he took a chance on the Eagles and lost out. Congrats to the Lacey family. And I know Ricky's going to get a piece of that.
Yeah, and Glenn says the Eagles were favored by 3.5, which that's kind of surprising. In LA, they were favored 3.5. But also that had something to do with Herbert not being healthy.
Right, but Herbert's arm
But we thought that Herbert wouldn't run at all yesterday. And I heard Troy Aikman say that all. He was running, and the guy's tough as nails.
One of the most important plays was whenever he did the RPO and he faked it and ran up.
He pulled it in. Bro, and you could tell that was a true RPO. Because sometimes it looks like it's going to be an RPO, but the quarterback in his mind already knew what he was going to do.
Right.
He waited to the last second, pulled it out, jetted for 12 yards. That got him in field goal range.
Barely made the first down to tie the game and send it into OT.
My dad says he looks better hurt. I know, right? That could be a thing, right? When you're hurt, you're not overthinking. You're just kind of taking it play by play. I mean, Herbert. Look, Harbaugh looks great, and who also looked really good was Hampton.
Hampton looked
great. Hampton looked real good.
Yeah, but not just Hampton and Kamani Vidal. Kamani Vidal had the first 60-yard catch. They have a legit two-headed monster there. Kamani Vidal is who we thought he was. He was the guy last year, and we were just waiting on him to pop. And they had Dobbins and Gus or whatever. Kamani Vidal's the truth, and so was Hampton. They got
Hampton's
both
a
dudes
good
there,
guy.
and they're nice, man. They got a great running back stable.
Yeah. I was really surprised though that how sloppy the Eagles.
So I wanted to talk about this. Can you imagine? Because we're in week 14, guys, right? This is playoff.
Yeah.
You need to win to get in. There were so many scenarios where Hurts, AJ Brown, Hurts, Smith, everyone was comboing, and everyone's got these going against them because it's Monday night. Herbert, McConkey, yada yada, right? The play that Hurts just throws the absolute lollipop over the middle, and it gets intercepted, and then the guy gets hit, and he fumbles the ball. Hurts is right there to collect it instead of just falling on it, instead of securing the ball that you turned over. And you pick it up like you're going to do something with it just to get hammered
I know.
and turn the ball again. So he throws an interception and then gets a fumble all in the same play.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
I can't tell you another time it's happened. Let's look it up.
2 turnovers.
Gene, look it up. If anybody did it was definitely the Jets.
We could chat GPT that real quick, I'm sure. Also, I don't know if you noticed this. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, but I was just randomly watching the box scores of the game. Oh, Sean, you're here. Great. I want to see if you noticed this. AJ Brown caught his 6th ball for 99 yards, right? He had 6 catches for 99 yards on the ESPN fantasy website. And then 3 to 5 minutes later, they went from 99 to 100, which was obviously the right play. So, Sean, you saw that also. Because I know Sean was watching A.J. Brown kind of carefully because him and Jeff were fighting for the bye, and it was real close.
It's a 5-point bonus, yeah.
But it was just a stat correction, which was great. They made the right call, and I knew right when it happened because he kind of fell and rolled over or something, and they just marked it a yard short by accident, and then they gave him the 100 yards. But think about that. That's kind of crazy. That's 5.1 points that happened without a play. And that definitely, without a doubt, because he never got a catch after that.
Right.
That definitely, without a doubt, decided who went into the playoffs and who not in some leagues.
Yep.
And it was just crazy to think that you might be watching and be like, oh, he's got 6 for 99. And you're like, you might have not even looked and saw A.J. Brown didn't have another catch. So you might have, at the end of the game, you're jumping up and down. This definitely happened to somebody. And then you look at the ticker and you're like, oh,
and he got
shit.
bonus. And you're like, no.
Yep.
Oh,
and
what a bad beat. But yeah, I've never seen a player get -4 points on one play.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to think.
Bro, he literally threw a pick, -2, fumbles the ball, -2.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've never seen it. Obviously, we just found out it never happened before. I honestly, I'm going to see the odds if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, though. I'm still picking them. I don't think anyone
in the Raiders next week, right? They're definitely winning against the Raiders.
I think they're going to go to the playoffs. I mean, I feel bad for the Cowboys. Cowboys are a really good team, and
I mean, we're probably missing out. We need a miracle, but that's fine. I believe in miracles.
I can be honest with you. I think the NFC East next year might be the hardest division in football.
Yeah,
they're one of the weakest this year, no doubt about that.
Eagles go to the Commanders in week 16.
All right, that's a win.
Right. Eagles then go and play the Bills in Buffalo.
Yeah.
18 to finish. The Eagles are playing, trying to find it. Oh, home against the Commanders. So they get the Raiders, Commanders twice, and then they get the Bills.
What about, that's crazy. Eagles are going to the playoffs.
Eagles are unless Jaden Daniels. Do you think they should play Jaden Daniels? I know that was one of our topics. What do you think?
At first, I thought they should because you have to play the guy. He hasn't played enough reps. You want him going into next year with as many reps as possible.
I mean, they could play spoiler. You imagine they beat the Eagles twice? Cowboys are
out. And you just play to win.
I mean, they're probably not going to.
You play for the fans. I don't think you bench a guy with 3 or 4 games left.
I know Overman, but hey, this is why I wear the star, bro. I gotta have hope. It's not over until it's over. I mean, it's not like crazier things have happened.
Yeah, if there's 1 game left and you want to bench your starters, I get that. But you can't bench your starters with 3 or 4 games left. Just can't do it.
So the Commanders are going to definitely be playing them, especially against the Eagles next 2 games.
How about the Dolphins, man? The Dolphins have literally
they're live.
They lost to the Bills on a roughing the punter.
Right.
They lost to the Patriots on a kick return for a touchdown.
Right.
Now, you can always say if, and lately their schedule has been a little easier. That's why they're getting hot. But what do you do
people
if you're
thought people didn't think they were going to do good in New York in those elements? Tua doesn't play good in the cold. Everyone was saying the Jets were going to have a chance.
Let me look at Tua's stat line. He threw for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. But that was game tempo, too. He only threw the ball 21 times.
And just came out and ripped the door frame off, and that defense was just one play after another, dude. The Miami.
How about if you're in the fantasy playoffs and Achane isn't going to be there for the first round? Gene says the Jets couldn't make the college football playoff. But think about that. If you're Achane, if you have Achane, there's a good chance you're in the playoffs. He's a top 5 running back. He's had an amazing statistical career a year. Right. And now you don't have
him going 1,000 was my call for Achane this year.
Achane's going top 5 to top 7 next year, no doubt. Unless the injury bug, if that scares you. But he's going way ahead of Genti and Derrick Henry and those guys next year. But what if you have Achane? You're probably out.
Yeah, I hope that somebody has their handcuff. But even if you thought you were savvy and everybody always said, the chalk said Ollie Gordon next. Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon did get the plunge. But if anyone was paying attention to the game, Jalen Wright is the preferred second running back on that team. And he had 100 yards, 20 carries. Obviously, he was balling out because there was no Achane, whatever it was. And he is the dude. So if I hope you have your waiver wire if you have Achane, and you need to go get his backup, because Wright is the guy you need to add as a priority backup immediately for anybody and everybody. He is the number 1 priority waiver wire add this week, just because of the Achane scenario. Because if he goes in, he's an absolute stud and can win you a playoff round or potentially get you through, win you a league, whatever. And it's like you said, it's a kick in the dick. If you have Achane, you do not have the backup. What up there? Look at that little angel. Hello. But yeah, it's absolutely I think it's very imperative that you try to get Jalen Wright, maybe Ollie Gordon, whatever you can. You know he's on the wire in our league, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Wright on the wire in the honey pot. It's a big deal.
Also, Glenn, amazing Boathouse customer.
Aren't
obviously,
you
we go
the
with
Achane owner this week in the playoffs?
No.
Oh, I thought Sonny had Achane.
Mike Fitz has him.
Oh, Mike Fitz did. Got it. Okay. So what were we seeing about Glenn? What's he say?
Quick fact. We met at Boathouse. Amazing guy. He's like a friend of the family now. Love him like an uncle. He's a part Packers owner, by the way, because it got passed down. Yeah. And he's got all this Packer memorabilia. We're going to get him on the show soon. But he said that Aaron Rodgers was 27 years old when he won the Super Bowl with Green Bay.
And so was Brett Favre.
And now
so is Jordan Love. Yeah, the 27 rule. I've heard about this. I mentioned it earlier in one of our podcasts.
What do the Packers have that a lot of teams don't have, what you need in the cold? Great defense.
And a run game.
Should be interesting. You know what I hope doesn't hold them back is losing Tyler Kraft.
Tucker,
yeah.
Tucker, bro. Tucker.
Yeah.
God, he was my guy. I had him all over the place. And I still have, obviously, some good results. But I was like, there's a couple of leagues I haven't I had Tucker Kraft. I got in Kyle Pitts now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And that's okay. But I had a Tucker Kraft. Like, oh, my God, bro. Like, he was the guy, dude.
Have you seen that? The Giants right now, if the season was to end right now, have the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah. Now, I feel like we never hear about amazing left or right tackles. We have Andrew Thomas. He's a Pro Bowl left tackle. Right, he's finally healthy. We have Cam going to be healthy. We have Neighbors is going to be healthy. We have Dart and Winston. I think we're going to bring Winston back too. I really want Dart and Winston to fight for that starting job. And everyone's saying, well, if Winston beats Dart out, then it destroys Dart's career. I don't think so. I think that you set a precedent in training camp that nobody is getting handed that job, right? Whoever coach comes in, I'm hearing whispers of Gruden. I don't know if they're going to bring Kafka back. I don't know.
After the whole Raiders debacle and the whole internet scandal and all that?
I think Gruden might be a little past his time, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I know he has some ties with Dart. I don't want Gruden, but I'm hearing that I hope the next guy that comes in has everybody. Don't do what Dayball did and give Russell Wilson the starting job in May or June. Let Winston and Dart, hey, you guys are both taking first team reps, and we're putting the best quarterback in there. That's it. That's it. We have enough talent around us with Neighbors and Wandale. We have good tight ends.
So what do you do with your first round pick? Are you trying to take another tackle, or are you building your defense?
Yeah. If we got a tackle, he'd be moving to right tackle most likely. We can't build our we cannot draft defensive linemen. We already have too many of those, and I think that we're gonna. I don't know. We'll probably trade back, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, number one pick is the number one pick. You obviously have your quarterback, your running back, you have a receiver. Maybe you end up getting, like he said just now, secondary help, get a safety, get a
but it's like, for example,
like that, get a lockdown, get an island guy.
Yeah, unless there's a Charles Woodson or a
Darrell Revis or some.
Like, how do you go and use your first pick? Like, we have to wait and see if look, we're getting visited by Phil up there. Hi, Gigi.
She's so adorable.
Yeah. All right.
Her hair is awesome. Her hair is so great.
She just woke up. She was like swimming in the pool. She's been running around all night last night.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know what we do with that first pick. Let's see how the draft plays out. Unfortunately, just as Giants luck works out, there's not an amazing pick to be coming out, right?
No, yeah. We'll see how it shapes.
Even if there was a great quarterback and we didn't want a quarterback, at least we could sell that first pick off. Right. But no one's going to move up to go get a Mendoza. We just saw Mendoza play in the Indiana-Ohio State game. Wu-Tang was asking about that earlier. I was not impressed. Yeah, he looks like a guy that could be like a tough, scrappy guy. Thanks, Jess. Appreciate that. I'll make sure I say hi to Barbie as well. But I don't think that there's a number one pick there. So who's going to trade up and mortgage their future or mortgage some picks to go get a guy that nobody really wants? So
nobody. I agree. Let's talk about another local game, another heartbreak disappointment. Can you imagine if you were a Jets fan? Let me put this on the table. Can you imagine being a Jets fan? Okay.
I know you're
not
going
only
with
being a Jets fan, but you're so disheveled with your life and situation of fandom that you're like, you know what? I need a change of scenery. I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna buy season tickets. I'm gonna become a Bucks fan. Their stadium's nice. They won Super Bowls. The weather is amazing. I can't wait.
Get it out quick because you're about to get cut off the screen. So hurry up.
I just can't wait. And then all of a sudden you go to a Bucks home game and the weather is awful and it's cold and it's rainy. And you're like ready for the playoffs to start. You got season tickets. You're like, Bucks are in the playoffs. And you're like, oh, the Saints are coming to town.
All you got to do is beat the Saints at home.
Has to be a win, right? And then you go sit in the rain for 3 hours to take an L as a Jets fan. So now your Jets just got cooked by the Dolphins, who nobody thought about. And then the Bucks, who are supposed to win, they get cooked by the Saints. And by who? Tyler. Do you say it's Tyler Shug? Shuck?
It's Shuck. I don't know how you get Shuck.
I'm like, where's the K coming from? I'm like, it's Tyler Show, isn't it? Like, what is, I'm like, I just don't get it. So you get Tyler Shuck out here just running 30-yard touchdowns on you, break and contain, like unfucking believable, TJ, about the way that the Bucks went out. And Baker looked good running the ball. Baker just could not get it going with Egbuka. And Egbuka is working his way to my bench. And Egbuka's targets have been great, but he's not getting the ball. And I think it's starting to really settle in.
Drop,
no Mike Evans. Godwin's trying to get involved. He had an awful drop. Bad drop. And obviously you got to go with who's catching. I mean, I don't know.
That was a real bad drop
either. Yeah,
he high pointed it. He high pointed it, and I know Egbuka would want that back. I mean, we all know Baker could have made a better throw there, but Egbuka catches that ball.
It was a touchdown. It was literally a touchdown. It's just a touchdown.
And if Egbuka catches that ball, they probably win the game, right?
Probably. And then what are the Bucks doing with this whole Rashad White, Bucky Irving thing? Like, Rashad White's not moving. You put in Bucky, he just starts pounding. Like, what are we trying to do with this? Like, I thought we had it figured out already. You
I
get
don't
what
understand.
I'm saying? I didn't understand it either, man. The Bucks got some crucial games going. They got to play Carolina still coming up. Like that division is now officially wide open. Kind of
Yeah.
crazy to think about because
Oh no, it's wide
we
open. Yeah.
definitely all had the Bucks penciled in
And now they play the Falcons on Thursday
on a short week.
On a short week
I like them in that
with a beat up
Kirk
roster.
Cousins is trash.
Yeah, I think Mike Evans will sit out this week, and then he'll be back the next week. Who knows how healthy?
But if I'm the Falcons, I just literally give Algier and Robinson the ball for 45 times and see what we get because you got gashed by Devin Neal. And I mean, he didn't gash him, but Devin Neal was running the rock on you guys. And as a Bucks defense, who I've actually been pretty supportive of throughout the year, I thought their run D wasn't quite shored up, and is what it is. I know that there's more games to be played, and that division is definitely going to be in play as we go forward. One team's coming out of that division. So it's Panthers, it's Bucks. Panthers or Bucks, right?
Yeah. Also, hey, really quick, I don't know why I just thought about this, but if anyone's listening, when you're going to when you hope you make the fantasy playoffs, you want to get your defense right?
Yeah.
So the Eagles were on the waiver wire 12 weeks ago, right? And I picked them up. Or not 12 weeks ago. 10 weeks ago, I picked them up. The only reason why I picked them up was that they were playing the Las Vegas Raiders in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
Now, you never
and
know
then
how
they
it's
get
going
the
to work.
Commanders and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, you got to love it now.
Is it the Commanders or the –
After the Raiders, they get the Commanders.
Yeah. So, yeah, 2 games. I remember I really focused on that first round matchup, and I'm like, man, that's the Eagles defense put up like 12 or 22 or something last against you, right? They put up like 20 something.
Yeah.
So now So now I get them, and they get to play the Raiders. That's a big deal, right? That defense. So when you're looking going to the fantasy playoffs
after that loss, like this is the best setup for you to go into.
And obviously, you're lucky to have a bye in the first round. And Gary,
I work so hard
too. Yeah, but try to always map out if you think you might not make the playoffs.
I got the Rams defense. I love the Rams prospects going forward. Their defense is so legit. They've shown they stop everyone. I can't wait.
Yeah, keep a defense on that bench. Keeping a defense and backup quarterbacks on that bench are very important for that matchup in the first round of the playoffs. So try to find that matchup, stash them on your bench, maybe pull and put them in the lineup here and there. But then when that first round comes out, you could have we all know. We see defenses get -4. We see defenses get
the Dolphins
30.
just pushed people through the playoffs this week. You know what I mean? The Dolphins D went nuts at the Jets.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's fantasy gold, man.
It's a big deal.
We did talk about this a few weeks ago, too, about playing Monday night defenses and what a caveat that is to save it. And that's exactly what you did for your last play against me to secure your 3 seed.
If you have a Monday defense, you cannot lose by your defense, right? Because if you're already winning, you bench your defense. If you're already losing, your defense gets you 20, you could win the game, right? And that's what happened with me against you. Obviously, the game was kind of meaningless. You had the bye locked up. I was fighting for a bye, but Prop Stars representing in the big league. Yeah, you got the number 1 seed, got the number 3 or number 3 or 4 seed, whatever it is.
I did out of 6 playoff ventures that I am in, I did lock up 4 buys out of those 6. And then one of them doesn't have a bye. And then I have to play in one of them because I ended up the 3 seed, which was my cousin's league. Shout out to that Sandalwood Hood League out in Jacksonville. I took that dog from an over-the-phone draft and a 2-5 record to 9 and whatever, or is 2-4 or whatever to a 9-win record, 9-5. So yeah, feeling good about all those teams. Buddy, I like your chances. I was just looking at some of your matchups this week. I think you're gonna have a real
Sonny
good shot.
doesn't have the best matchup. The thing I'm playing against Sonny, he's got JSN and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those are his horses.
Right, those are his guys.
That's a bad. Those are
nasty
guys
receiving tandem right
I
there.
want to play again. Both guys tough as nails.
Do you think JSN's number 1 receiver next year?
Oh, 100%. It's not even a doubt. Because
you don't think people are going to take Chase over him?
No way.
Chase with Burrow?
JSN is putting up these numbers without playing the fourth quarter in almost every game. He doesn't play the fourth quarter. And we called this in June when I first saw that JSN had 1,300 yards.
Oh, we've been
last
all
year,
over the JSN train all year, you and I.
but we didn't have the balls to pick him first or second or third, which we should have. We literally said, how does a guy have 1,300 yards last year with DK Metcalf and Lockett
Geno Smith?
This year, no DK, no Lockett, and an upgrade at quarterback. What do we say? We go, that equals like 2,000 yards. And then we laugh at ourselves. No. He can't get 2,000 yards. Well, guess what?
He's
going to be creeping, and he doesn't play fourth quarters because they're blowing everybody out. Right. Now, when they play the good teams, they don't compete. But that's something that they got to get to that point. Next week, they play the Colts, which I'm assuming that might be a blowout too, with no Daniel Jones. So who knows?
Yeah. And that defense, I'm glad I got a bye because I don't want Jonathan Taylor playing Seattle my first week in the playoffs. That's for sure. And if I do, then hopefully he blows them up and I'm just ready to go. So
that's Caton right there. He's got JSN. Caton's got the playoffs. So this is all just fantasy playoffs are here. Life is good. It's good to be in the fantasy playoffs.
It's good to be in, baby. It's good to be in. It feels great to be on vacation. I'm about to go on a little trip.
Yes, you are.
I'm glad I got all those bye weeks on this trip.
You got the bye weeks, yep.
So I made sure I handle business right there.
Make sure you bench all your starters in the league. Our buddy DeSpecimen, one of our first loyal listeners, he benched everybody this week because he was already in. Total points didn't matter. He had the seed locked up. He just benched everybody and just give him a little rest. Playing psychological warfare, trolling the fuck out of people. But it was kind of funny,
I have Dak and him to cook in. Dak's ready to cook in the playoffs. This Eagles loss is the best thing to happen for every Dak owner. You just lit the fire under the Cowboys knowing that we have to win out, and we have a very good schedule to sit there and play these teams for Dak. And I think there's a real chance he just goes on a nasty run right now, bro.
Is Dak sneaking into the MVP talks?
With a flurry finish, yeah. With a flurry finish, he will be. You know how it goes, though. They love to give MVP to good records. The Cowboys are going to have to make a playoff appearance, and Dak has to go on a flurry, and then Dak can be an MVP.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's the MVP right now, then? It has to be Drake May or Matt Stafford, one or the other? We're still on that.
It's Drake May or Stafford 100% right now. I mean, obviously you have Josh Allen trying to make another case, blah, blah, blah. Mahomes is having a good
Josh Allen is the best player in the NFL.
Right.
That's no doubt, hands down. But
the guy's ridiculous. We talked about it. We literally talked about how when he runs, he doesn't get hit. And then you see him scamper for a 40-yard run. Like everyone's like, I don't want to hit him in the snow, Don't touch him.
He's a cheat code, man.
Really
what about that Bengals-Bills game? Bengals had him locked up.
Bro, all right, so can we talk about the two lollipops that Joe Burrow threw?
Yeah.
Back-to-back picks? And, one of them was, it was kind of weird. He didn't get into it.
Achan's back out, Gary. I think Achan's out. I think, for a couple weeks. But, yeah, what was up with that throw? I understood what he was doing. It was like a little slot screen kind of thing.
Yeah, no, and the lineman
popped up, so he just tried to lob it over. Yeah,
and if you're trying to flick it, I get it, but you just have to have a better selection than that throw, especially in that game after everything just happened. You can't just after they get momentum. You're in Orchard Park. You've been whooping that ass all day long.
And we talked about it, right? Everyone's like, Overman, everyone went on record. The Bills were going to blow them out. The Bengals suck. And we were like, not so fast.
Not so fast, dude.
And the Bengals were up 28-19. I think they were up 2 possessions pretty late in the game. And then all of a sudden, Burrow just falls apart.
And then
Chase Brown looked good.
T. Higgins late too. Chase Brown had a game. T. Higgins was balling. Can we talk about that T. Higgins concussion, how he came back in to catch that touchdown? Fantasy managers have to be beside themselves. Bro, he was concussed. Should have been out of the game. Came back in. Catches a nasty one-hander. Unbelievable. Yeah. And then they're like, concussion protocol, T. You're out for
I know.
This week.
It's like when Dayball peaked when Dayball peaked his head in the 10th. And he goes, hey,
you're not coming out.
Yeah. Dart's good, right? And the doctor's like, put him in.
He's good,
T. Higgins, same thing. T, you good? And T's like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. And
Get me
another
back,
good
get
reason.
me back out there and put me on third base. And they're like,
Huh?
third base? Okay,
They're
yeah,
like,
get out there.
I hope if you're a T. Higgins owner, you have a bye week as well. Give him a little rest. You know, there's a couple of
Caton always trying to be greedy. He's upset that T. Higgins dropped the one-handed touchdown catch or something like that. I'm like, he already had, yeah, he did. But what are you gonna do?
But yeah, the obviously that ends the Bengals run for their miracle run. They had to get that, and they came out playing inspired ball too, man.
They did,
I was sad
man.
to see that. But another game that's right there was the let's take the other divisional opponents.
Steelers,
with the
Ravens.
Bengals. Yeah, the Steelers and Ravens. The Steelers had an early lead. The Ravens kind of meddled around, and like let's talk about it, bro. The Isaiah Likely touchdown. When are we gonna say that a fucking touchdown is a touchdown? Is it fixed? Was it like, I get that a defender has a chance to knock it out, and as a defender, you're taught to play knock out the ball until the very end. We've literally seen other guys on the ground with a ball, right? And they're fighting for it. They're being wrestled down. They have it. They're on the ground. Sure, they're on the ground, whatever. But then they like knock the ball out late because they're still fighting. And they call it a touchdown. They get up. They move on with life. How is that any different from what happened to Isaiah Likely? He squeezed it 2 steps. After 2 steps, he's about to have a 3rd step. And then the guy kind of flicks it away. And then they're like, that's not a touchdown?
I know. I don't understand it. I know that the ruling is – I remember there was a play.
It's the Des Bryant. It's the Des Bryant shit all over again.
And there was also a play with the Dolphins and Chambers where he caught the ball, had his 2 feet in, caught it, and then held it. And then as he went to the ground, out of bounds, they're like, I think it was a mistake. And I think they're going to have to figure out exactly, football's weird, right? There's some weird rules.
If you just run the ball in, obviously makes everything easier. This whole catching thing has been such a disaster over the last decade.
I remember trying to explain to Barbie one time because she goes, so wait a minute. If you're running into the end zone, you could reach the ball over the pylon. And that's a touchdown, right?
And they can knock it out as long as it crosses the pylon.
It crosses the pylon. But your body could be out of bounds, not feet out of bounds, but your body's hovering
flying over and holding it in.
But if you catch a ball, you have to, I mean, for us, it's a little more normal for our listeners. When you're trying to explain to someone normal that doesn't know every single rule of football, you're just kind of like, and then you watch the Likely play. I know my dad had a little action on the Ravens, so he was pissed because you're just like, okay, catch 1, 2. And I remember when they showed the replay, I'm like, that's a catch. I jumped in the pool. We were at like a little Airbnb thing, and I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I look back and I'm like, huh? Was it a touchdown? Like, I was so confused. Like, after they showed the replay. Yeah, but
absolutely
one of those things.
So either way, we were talking about the Ravens in this run, and then they lose this very crucial game to the Steelers. So there goes another run, probably puts a fork in them, right?
Now, no one trusts the Steelers, right? So this division is far from over.
Right.
It would have been so much fun if the Bengals would have beat the Bills.
Because
then you would have had 3 of them just
locked
clustered in there, and it would have been fun to watch. And we all want Burrow and Chase and Higgins and Chase Brown in the playoffs, right?
Yes.
We want them in the playoffs. And look at that. You can't blame the defense, the Bengals defense on all those plays. But Josh Allen had a play where it was like 3rd and 16. And he ran it for a 1st down.
Yeah.
And I know you're just thinking, you're like, man, how do you not put a quarterback spy? Like in Madden, if you didn't QB spy on 3rd down, you were looked at as like throwing games.
Right.
Like you were throwing the game for the money. Like you have to spy a mobile quarterback. But I don't think it matters as Josh Allen is that physical. He could get by that one spy. I know when I used to play Michael Vick, I used to do double quarterback spy, run a 4-3, both my outside linebackers would spy. They would sit back in the zone, but they only moved where Josh Allen moved. You know what I mean? And that's how you got to play them on a 3rd down. But
I mean, if we know this and we just play video games, I don't understand how real coaches can't, quantify this into an actual scenario when you're live in real life against the Bills that you're beating. Jesus Christ, your life depends on it.
I know.
Like, bro.
And also with the Steelers, it's another unimpressive. It's impressive, but you felt like you didn't go out and win
Aaron
it.
Rodgers was balling though, dude. Like the DK game
Yeah,
that he had and some of those throws, homie, his arm
did you
is
see that they put DK
disgusting,
Metcalf?
bro.
Did you say they put DK Metcalf on as a punt, as a gunner to stop the
No, I
punt?
didn't even see that.
Yeah. Tomlin's pulling out all the stops. DK Metcalf on the final punt of the game was lined up as a gunner, and he like ran through like three guys. He didn't make the tackle, but they had to double cover him. Then they tried to get another guy, and he ran through all of them, and like he disrupted the play. The other guy made the tackle, but it was a cool thing to watch. Like, hey, we need you in there, buddy. Just like if it's a Hail Mary,
go run him over, dude. Go run him over.
If it's a Hail Mary, you're gonna put DK Metcalf back there as a jump ball guy, right? I mean,
of course.
You got to put. But I'm happy to see that Mike Tomlin. You know, I thought the Steelers tried to give it away at the end. They literally had to get a first down to win the game, and they go like run, bullshit pass play, punt, and the Ravens had a chance to win the game. And Lamar Jackson and that offense just isn't the same.
I did not think he was going to take that game-ending sack. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is not the same Lamar Jackson we've been watching, bro. This is not MVP Lamar.
They say the offensive line isn't as good. That could be the case. I don't know if Derrick Henry's really lost a step because I see him constantly like not getting his momentum go. Like, you know, he's one of those guys. He's got to get the full speed, right?
Yeah, but what made Derrick Henry so likable in his scenario is that you have Lamar Jackson. And it's supposed to be the RPO, so you don't know who to cover. And then you have Lamar dotting people up in the, as receivers. So Derrick Henry is supposed to just sit there and run you over. This is Derrick Henry season, damn it.
Zay Flowers had a big game, and Derrick Henry looked huge. And we all know the Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry experiment worked, right? We saw it last year.
It worked.
It works. Derrick Henry had, I don't know, did he have over 2,000 total yards?
It was
close. He was real close.
Yeah.
And Zay Flowers looks great. Mark Andrews and Likely, I mean, they're there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It must be the offensive line. Just the NFL is tricky. And sometimes with the Chiefs, I think if I'm the Ravens next year, I run it back the same exact way. Maybe sure up your offensive line, but run it back. Yeah, you're right, Wu-Tang. Lamar's not having a great year. But guess what? The NFL is hard. If you're the Ravens, keep your head up high and run that shit back.
It just really does. It makes you appreciate all the greatness that we've seen to this point in the NFL because it just shows you can't be a perennial quarterback every year unless if you are one of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean?
I mean, who's the coach for the Saints now? Your old offensive coordinator.
Kellen Moore?
Yeah, he runs the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone thought the Saints were trash. And honestly, a big part of it was Rattler was trash, right?
It was.
But now they put in this guy. I have such a hard time calling him Shuck.
I know.
But Shuck comes in, makes some plays with his legs, beats a Tampa Bay Bucks team at home.
That needed the win, dude.
That's a tough win. And, even if you're a Saints fan, you're like, yeah, Shuck might not be the guy. I mean, who knows?
Well, you know what it is over there is that Kamara's done. They have no receivers. I mean, they got the 1 in 12 who we all love. He's such a dog, but like you need to sit there and you need weapons. I mean, golly, you need weapons.
You called the 2 with Devin Neal. You're like, put him on your bench and hold on to him. And now you're starting him, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So Mendoza.
Well, I started him against you, and I have options to start him in other leagues too. This week or next week, I don't think in the playoffs he might get it, but we'll see what he looks like. I have him because I knew that he was going to be a guy, right? And that's what you do.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this NFL draft goes because watching Mendoza versus Ohio State, he comes across as like a quarterback that he's not going to be him. Like he makes these kind of crafty plays, but he kind of looks weird. He runs weird. Like he reminds me of, I feel like I'm watching a really good high school quarterback, kind of shine right now. Yeah, he took his team to 12-0, but we all know winning in college football, it's hard to do, and you should get celebrated for it. If you win in college football, that does not mean you're going to be a good NFL quarterback.
100%.
Yeah. Drake May did not really win in college football. Look at Drake May. Caleb Williams did not win in college football. Look at him. Jaden Daniels, for a large part of his career, was not a winner in college football.
But yeah,
You have
man.
anything? You have anything else to add?
Man, what a hell of a week. Make sure that you guys look at defenses and injury scenarios. Like I said, Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon should be your number one ads off the wire. Just to sit there and see what you can make happen. Maybe give yourself a little respite for an injury or whatnot. But yeah, man, this is what it's all about. We're officially here. I will be gone. Or no, I get to do the show Thursday.
Do the show
I'll do the show on
Thursday.
Thursday, but I'll be gone for the next Tuesday
We'll-
show.
Yeah, we'll find a substitute for you.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week talking about it. It's going to be an amazing week. Obviously, good luck to you, buddy. Pulling for you. Nobody likes Sonny's not even in the. He doesn't ever draft. Who cares if Sonny wins or loses? Everybody, we're rooting for
He's got
TJ.
one of the best rosters.
This guy, Sonny, great guy, absolute asshole of a fantasy manager. Never shows up to our drafts. Has people proxy for him. It's a dick move. It's disrespect to the league, to the commish, and to how you feel about it. So you got money and you're busy and you sell houses, then you get to do whatever you want and travel. Our fantasy football league matters more.
Yeah, it does.
And
Fantasy
I think you're
football,
going to beat his ass because of that. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Fantasy football, God, family, work, in that order. All right, guys. Congrats to the Lacey family on the Survivor Pool winner.
Johnny T, thanks for giving us the Survivor Pool. We can't wait to juice it up next year, man. It's going to get bigger, badder than ever.
Yeah, full-on partnership going on. Hey, have a great day, guys.
All right, y'all. Prop Stars out. And don't think Cowboys don't have